All right, guys, we're doing a 7-day meal prep today. I want to show you what I eat in a week, and this should be a fun one. So we're gonna start out with meats. I've got everything laid out right here. We're gonna start with the meats and protein, and then we'll build out from there through carbohydrate sources, fat sources, condiments, supplements, caffeine sources, everything. So first of all, first and foremost, we got protein. So I've got chicken breast here. All right. This is gonna be 2.5 pounds. So it's a little over 5 pounds for the week of chicken breast. Okay, this is gonna be the organic family pack from Wegmans. We've got $7 a pound, 5 pounds approximately. We're looking at $35 right there. Next, we've got ground bison. We got 3 packs here. This is usually gonna be between $8 and $10 a pound. There's gonna be 3 packs of these. Okay, these are ground bison, 90% lean, 10% fat. So that's looking at about $30. Now we're talking about 65. Okay, then I've got a family pack of ground beef. This is gonna be another 3 pounds. All right, price on here, not sure. I think it's pretty similar to, I think it's around $6, $7, maybe a little less. Either way, say about $20. So then looking at $85 from there. Okay, next we've got eggs. So eggs, I've got 4 days a week. I have 3 eggs in the morning, that's a dozen. And here we go, a dozen eggs right here. That's about $6. From there, I have egg whites, a little less than a cup with every breakfast I have eggs. So we got egg whites here, looking at about $6 to $7 there. Not good addition, we'll add it up at the end and let you know. From there, we're gonna go in, actually, last protein source is gonna be, your second to last protein source is gonna be shrimp. I get cooked shrimp, I defrost it, and I run some cold water under it, under a strainer. From there, I take the tail off, and then I make a quick saute with the pasta, with the shrimp, with zucchini, and some grass-fed butter. I'll show you the butter in a bit when it comes to fat sources. Last protein source we got here is going to be whey protein isolate. I have this in the morning on training days with some rice cakes. Nice, clean protein, doesn't bother my stomach. This is from Transparent Labs. The flavor is blueberry pancakes, so it's a cool one to bake with. We'll show you some recipes coming soon. From there, want to go into the carbohydrate sources. The first sources of carbohydrates we're going to go over are going to be vegetables. First one is going to be green beans. I like to have these raw or cooked, either way. If I cook them, they're going to be steamed. Right now I'm trying to limit variables for added nutrients, really added fats. Want to limit those variables along with just improving gut health. For me, that's a main focus. So having green beans steamed, really easy on the gut, goes well with a lot of meals. From there, we've also got zucchini. So important thing to remember is you can buy fresh vegetables, and if they're going to go bad, cut them up, put them in a bag, and from there, nice dated, and from there you can take them out. You can steam them right in the pot. So I have those are my 2 vegetable sources mainly for the week. Then we come to carbohydrate sources from fruit. 2 main sources or 3 main sources are going to be blueberries. That's 1. It's going to be strawberries. That's going to be number 2. And then pineapple, frozen, cut up, is going to be number 3. The pineapple I will just put in the meals. As I prep them, they'll defrost in the fridge slowly, but pineapple is a great source of carbohydrates and has some great additional digestive enzymes, bromelain. Take note of that one. That's helpful when eating food, breaking it down. Okay, so that's our carbohydrate sources from fruits and vegetables. Now we're going to dive into more of our starchy carb sources. These are all going to be pretty easy to digest for the most part, and that's really the goal for myself right now, and should be the goal for you, is eating things that are single ingredient. Hopefully you're noticing a trend here. All these foods are single ingredient whole foods. So whether it comes to the protein sources, the carbohydrate sources, the vegetable, the fruit, and now we're going to go to carbohydrates. So we've got a single ingredient adjacent food, and that's going to be gluten-free brown rice pasta penne, and the ingredients are organic brown rice flour and water. So the important thing about this is from Jovial. One of the cool things about this, it is glyphosate free. So glyphosate is one of the main herbicides, pesticides used throughout the country on most crops, and it tends to mimic issues with celiac. So people will tend to have carbohydrate sources. They'll think, well, maybe I'm just celiac, I can't have gluten. When in reality, people go to Europe, they eat the same exact foods, and they have no problem with indigestion, bloating, all of that inflammation that you get from these pesticides, herbicides from glyphosate is one of the main to be wary of. So want to check out if you can. You want to get glyphosate free when it comes to oatmeal, when it comes to pasta, when it comes to rice. All of that's going to be really important. Of course, organic food. All of these are going to be organic as well for the most part. But now we're going to continue on into the next carbohydrate sources. We've got baby red potatoes. These are a great one as well. Really nice that they've got some fiber, they've got some potassium. These are important because it has micronutrients as well. So potatoes, the cool thing is like I mentioned, the micronutrients is gonna help you fill you up. So you can eat a lot of potatoes. Try eating 3 full baked potatoes and then tell me how hungry you are, right? That's gonna be a lot easier to keep your calories nice and moderate, but also stay full. When we're losing weight, in context of weight loss, we're eating potatoes. They're a very helpful tool for us. And the potassium also is gonna help you, of course, get electrolytes, and we'll continue from there. Also, to be note of, one of the fruits I forgot to mention was banana, another whole food source. I have that in the morning before training. Continuing on is cream of rice. Okay. This one technically does have a few different ingredients. I'm looking at different cream of rice options as well for the future, but cream of rice is really just blended up rice, okay? From there, it's very small, granular level of rice. I boil water on the stove. When it comes to a boil, I have a 5-to-1 ratio of water to rice. I weigh out 300 grams of water. I boil that. I weigh out 60 grams of cream of rice. When it's boiling, I pour the cream of rice in there. Easy. From there, next carbohydrate source is going to be lightly salted plain rice cakes. All right. Whole grain brown rice and salt are the ingredients for this one. They are gluten-free as well. There are flavored options as well, but I think these, you can always add flavors onto that, whether it's honey, banana. I want to avoid as many fake bull crap as we can for when it comes to food. So I've got 2 of those we'll have for the week. Then we've got rice. Good old fashioned jasmine rice. We've got here a 25-pound bag. This is the way to do it. Buy rice in bulk. Okay, if you really want to, which I'd like to do in the future, you can even make your cream rice from that. You can blend it up into really small granular levels and then just save some money that way. But the jasmine rice you're going to see later, I'm going to cook that in an Instant Pot. Really going to be simple, hands-off solution for you to make sure that you're having high quality carbohydrate sources throughout the day that process throughout your body really well. All right, we're going to rotate from there to our final few. You want to move that? From our final few carbohydrate sources. Alrighty, and the first one we've got, and really the first 2 we've got that I think are great tools, is going to be honeycomb and wild and raw honey. These are also added on training days in the morning. Honey is just, I think, fantastic. A lot of people want to increase testosterone, things of that nature. Also help with allergies. You want to get local raw honey. But testosterone, there's a lot of cool micronutrients both in honey and in maple syrup. So I encourage you to look at those as potential options for you when you're coming to increasing testosterone. Also, when it comes to testosterone, dried dates, dried raisins also are rich in boron, which is really going to be important. But either way, now we're going to go to fat sources. Last and definitely not least, we got 3, if my memory serves correctly, 3 main fat sources outside of our meat. Our eggs, of course, are a fat source. The bison, the beef are all fat sources. Chicken breast does have a little bit of fat, but we want to go to some other fat sources here. First, we've got Kerrygold, grass-fed Irish butter. I'm going to be having that during my shrimp and pasta meals. I will have weighed out 14 grams. It's important to weigh out fats, like I mentioned in a food scale video previously, because they're very calorically dense and easy to not really know how much you're having. You might think you're just having a tablespoon, but if it's 2 tablespoons, well, you just doubled your calories. And you're probably not going to get full from those calories either. So, of course, it's important to have fat. I do like to multiply any of my clients' body weights times 0.3. Then I like to see kind of their range of fat sources based off of that. So that's kind of the ratio I like to use. Sometimes I'll go down to 0.25. But adequate fat and cholesterol is important for testosterone. Another fat source we've got here is going to be coconut oil. Okay, this is another saturated fat, but it's also really helpful for the gut and the gut lining, which is something I'm really working on improving with my coach, and that's an important one as well. Coconut oil. So I add this with my meals with rice and green beans. Very easy. Makes everything taste a little bit just creamier. Tastes good. Last fat source is going to be macadamia nuts. Okay, here we go. Got some macadamia nuts. This is nice. I have these on training days in the morning. This is going to be an unsaturated fat source primarily. Once again, it's helpful for the body, helpful nutrients for the morning. Going to slow down digestion a little bit before training, so the fuel and the food doesn't just run through me immediately. From there, I do incorporate some other, not necessarily foods, but drinks. Okay, aloe vera in a fillet. Think about what it does for your skin and how it helps sunburns. Aloe vera is extremely helpful that I've noticed and experienced the past about month and a half on your stomach and improving your stomach function and gut lining. In combination with that, I have the aloe vera, I've got pure lemon juice, and I also have apple cider vinegar. These are all mixed together with some glutamine, inositol, and water. I have those before my first meal of the day, wait 30 minutes and then eat. And then have it before my last meal, which would be number 4. I have it 30 minutes before and then I eat. So I have 2 ounces of aloe vera, okay? I have 2 ounces of the lemon juice, and then I have a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar with 10 grams of glutamine and about a quarter scoop of inositol, which we will talk about later. From there, how to make this food taste good, right? I think it's important to get back in touch with eating whole foods, and you'll begin to realize that the foods themselves taste good. You don't need all of the sauces, condiments, and kind of BS that we've gotten so accustomed to. It's important to really just eat the foods as God intended. But there's also some great spices and condiments that I do like to incorporate. Number 1, it's just going to be basic sea salt. Now I'm looking through a lot of different sea salt options because I've seen so many are contaminated. So do your best to look up some of the best sea salt options. I do have this one from Costco. This is just a basic sea salt. It doesn't have iodine, okay? Iodine is really important for your thyroid. You can get that through some seafood sources and some other sources as well. Feel free to message me for some more iodine sources. I will list them off for you. But it doesn't supply iodine, so that's one thing to be wary of. But it's not bleached, so it has that pro and con. But salt, either way, is really going to be important for the muscle. It's going to be important for hydration. It's going to allow you to absorb the water into the muscle and utilize that effectively. So next sauce or next seasoning is going to be black pepper. Basic, simple. I put it with my eggs. I put it on my meats. It does sometimes cause a little bit, it can cause a little bit of stomach distress. So if it bothers you, avoid it. No worries at all. From there, cinnamon. Cinnamon's a big one I like to incorporate as well. Very helpful for the heart. My girlfriend Olivia will tell you that she recommends that for all of her patients. She's a dietitian, so that's a big one. I enjoy cinnamon. Really with anything I can add it onto, but especially the cream of rice. If you're making oatmeal, anything like that, cinnamon's a great option. If you're making protein pancakes with cream of rice and oatmeal, cream of rice and protein powder and a little bit of egg white and a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of salt and cooking down some butter. Maybe you had some honey on there, you're good to go. Maybe some berries too. But either way, next seasoning is going to be ground cumin right here. Okay, this is good with the meats. This is good with the beef. This is good with the bison. It's helpful to have if you were trying to make any kind of taco seasoning without having the taco seasoning. You'll notice a lot of these seasonings have citric acid, which we don't necessarily love to have, and a lot of different oils, sugars, things like that. So I prefer to just get spices, if I can, just in a single spice, and then I'll make my own blend or blend it as I put it on a specific food. But speaking of blends, I do use them, and here we go. That's gonna be a seafood blend. I use this with my shrimp. Okay, this is gonna have celery seed, turmeric, sage, thyme, lemon juice. What else we got? Pepper, garlic, onion, chives, parsley, kelp, and marjoram. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but this is good. Use it with my shrimp and pasta. Add some flavor to it, no calories. Also gonna have an garlic and herb seasoning. I put this on some chicken. I have another garlic and herb seasoning here as well. It's gonna have dried onion. It's gonna have dried garlic, salt, dried red pepper, oregano, thyme, basil, parsley, and marjoram as well. So this is organic. Another good option. Lastly, we are going to go into some condiments. These are going to be calorie-free condiments that don't have a lot of BS added into them. We've got some hot sauces, so we're going to start out with Cholula. Cholula It does have xanthan gum. Look at that. We don't necessarily love it, but once in a while I use Cholula. I probably only use hot sauce once or twice a week. Grew up on Red Hot. This is number one. This is used in all the wings in Buffalo. If you're gonna get Red Hot, if you're gonna get hot sauce, it better be Red Hot. At least better have it in the house, especially if I'm coming to see you. Okay, from there we go to ketchup. I've got Primal Kitchen organic ketchup. This is unsweetened, no stevia, no high fructose corn syrup, no cane sugar. It's organic. Ingredients, we've got organic tomato concentrate, organic balsamic vinegar, organic white wine vinegar, organic grape must, organic distilled vinegar, salt, less than 2% of organic onion powder, organic garlic powder, organic spices. Okay, this is a good option. It's got 10 calories per tablespoon. There's 33 servings in here, so there's 330 calories in this bottle. So of course, be mindful of the ketchup, but don't stress about it either. So from there, we've got organic yellow mustard. This is a great option as well. I'm a big fan of mustard. I've gotten into mustard more recently the past few years, and I enjoy it. Be careful about any of the condiments of giving you heartburn, right? If your body's giving you feedback that it doesn't necessarily agree with what it gave you, be conscious of that and make adjustments from there. Hence why seasoning can be important, and also why enjoying the food is for what it is can be important. Sometimes it's not the food that's bothering you, it's the condiment, it's the seasoning, it's the salt. So rather than cutting out a great food source, whole food source, try to cut out some condiments first before you cut out the food. See if that helps you. Lastly, spicy brown mustard. Man, I love spicy brown mustard. I really do. Luckily, it has 0 calories in it because I'll put it on eggs, I'll put it on chicken, I'll put it on beef. I will really put it on anything. I'll put it on potatoes. I don't put on as much as I would like because, of course, right, it does give me a little bit of heartburn, which is unfortunate because if not, I would just be having it all the time. But okay, so that's the wrap up of what I'm going to be making this week. Going forward, I'll show you how I make it, what I do, and we'll go from there. Thanks.